Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Jackson Action. This is our weekly Facebook Live show where we tell you about upcoming events in our area. I'm Letitia Barriola.
And I'm CJ. We also talk about music news and upcoming concerts. Today, I have an exciting ticket giveaway for you, so stay tuned.
And we want to hear from you during the show, so you can comment below. Let us know what you're up to this weekend. As we talk about events, let us know which ones you and your family and friends are interested in. And stay tuned. I've got your weekend weather forecast coming up.
Yes, we'll be looking at your comments and working to say hi to you. So make sure you say hello. So today we have a really exciting show for you this morning. A really special guest to our Action News Jax crew and really to the city. We'll be talking about the Jacksonville Jaguars matchup against the Titans, the full moon, what's happening this weekend, and much more. But first, again, we have a really special guest. She's a Jacksonville-based author who will be at the Riverside Arts Market fun event that I try to go to as much as possible. She's promoting her new book. Yay! Everyone welcome Nikisha Williams. In addition to being an author, she is a producer, one of the best, can I say, here at Action News Jax. She's a wife, a mother, very busy. Welcome to Jackson Action.
Thank you.
So glad to have you.
Thank you.
Okay, so you just recently published The Appeal of Ebony Jones.
Yes.
And this is basically a sequel to your first novel, For Women. So start with For Women and then take us into The Appeal of Ebony Jones.
All right. For Women, what is it about? It's the question I get the most, especially when I'm at RAM. So it's about 4 women who don't really know each other, and their lives kind of combine and are conflated and all change because of one massive event. And so that event takes us through the end of the book, and it's left on a cliffhanger, and The Appeal of Ebony Jones picks up from that very cliffhanger right in a courtroom.
Okay, and zoom in on the Jacksonville part, because this is a story set in our dear hometown, or not your hometown, but Jacksonville, right?
Well, it's home now. It's set in Jacksonville in 2014 between the 2 trials of Michael Dunn, who was convicted of killing Jordan Davis. And so I used that setting in the backdrop of what was going on at the time with Stand Your Ground and Black Lives Matter, and even some other issues like abuse and domestic violence, and even addiction, and even the price of ambition. And I used to weave these stories about these 4 women who don't really know each other, but their lives are just all kind of connected in this one way, and then kind of explode and go forth from there.
Yeah, I mean, there's also, though, inspiration from, like, Nina Simone. Like, you've got a lot of inspiration,
It's a lot of different, like, little hints of, like, what inspired me. As you read the book, you might find a song lyric or a song title, especially the first book, For Women, is drawn from the Nina Simone song of the same name. And if you pay close attention to the descriptions of the women in the book, you can probably match them up to the characters in the Nina Simone song, which was intentional. So there are a lot of different little bits and surprises in there.
That's really cool. And so that has got to be like a great release for you. I mean, you're a writer at heart. She can write a story, y'all. She can write a new story. She can write a book. So this has probably been a good release for you just as a woman to do creative work.
It's when you're doing the news, and yes, it's fun and it's creative, and you can do a lot of things, especially with this big, beautiful set that we have here at Action News Jax. Yeah. But it's also kind of formulaic, and you have to be objective and, you know, just present the facts. Whereas with fiction, I can
go wild.
I can go wild, and I can take whatever didn't leave me at work and spin it and twist it and pull it and weave it into these stories about these people who aren't real in a city that is with issues that are of national or local importance, and just kind of play with it and just like tell a story and let the audience think what they want.
What has been the most eye-opening experience about being a published author?
How hard it is. It's like writing the book is actually the easiest part. It's everything after you finish the last sentence that becomes the difficulty.
The work.
Yes,
the real work.
That's when the work really begins. Like when you finish the creative part and you're no longer in your head and you're making up these stories, then that's when the real work begins.
What have you learned about the process, the highs and the lows? I mean, because you have to think, she's a mother, she's a wife, she's a full-time, you know, this is her passion. So there's been ups and downs, I'm sure.
Yeah, if I'm doing one thing really well, that means I'm probably sucking at 10 others. And I mean, but that's the give and take. So if I'm really writing and I'm really into a groove, then it means maybe my responsibilities in my home are neglected, or if I'm really focused on home and my family and my son and my husband and my and everything else there, then I'm probably not writing, or I'm probably not editing or posting. And then when I'm at work, and so then the 8 to 10 hours that I'm here or longer, depending on what's happening, I'm working. So then I'm not writing, I'm not taking care of the family, I'm working. So it's just a big balancing act.
I'm so glad you said that, because there's a lot of guilt sometimes when women try to do all these things, and you just made it, real, like it's not going to be perfect.
Yes, I had mom guilt this morning.
Yeah.
The 3-year-old has homework now.
Yeah.
And I work nights, so it's like trying to do homework in the morning and get him fed and get him to school in time so that he can learn and then come here. So.
Wow. So back to the book, why is it important that you think people locally here in Jacksonville read a story that's set where they live? Do you think it kind of changes the way they see their city?
Jacksonville is huge. It's the largest city in the United States by landmass. And so I kind of really go into the city and not just stay in one neighborhood. I'm crossing the bridges. I'm going into all the neighborhoods. And so if you read the book, you can kind of go to where the sites are and see, okay, that's where that character lives, or that's where that happened, or that's what this happened. And it just kind of makes Jacksonville a vibrant character, and makes the city a part of the book as well, and not just a background.
Okay, so again, where will you be this Saturday, and where can people, if they can't go to Riverside, get your book?
So I will be at the Riverside Arts Market on Saturday. It's that August 25th from 10 to 3. I'll have a big purple booth. I'll be there. You'll probably see my son with me. And if you can't come out to RAM, you can always buy the book on Amazon, iBooks, or Kindle, or you can get it directly from me, a signed copy, through my website, newrights.com. NEWWRITES.com.
Okay, this is the new one, The Appeal of Ebony Jones for Women. I recommend you read this first, then jump to this, or get them both. Nikisha Williams, thank you so much for coming to work before work starts to talk about your book.
Yes.
Now let's jump over to CJ with some music news. Hey, CJ.
Hi, thanks, Letitia. This week there has been some major tour announcements, so let's start with those. First up, Travis Scott announced the Astro World Tour. It's going to kick off in September and make its way to Miami on November 11th and Tampa on November 12th. And country singer Brett Young announced he will headline the CMT Tour. You can see him down in Orlando at the House of Blues on December 2nd. And now for some live music happening this weekend here in Jacksonville. On Friday night at my favorite new venue, the Blue Jay Listening Room in Jacksonville Beach, you can see Fort Defiance. This American duo has come from Nashville, and they've been touring together since 2014 and are actually married. The show starts at 8 o'clock and tickets are just $20. And Saturday night at Blue Jay Listening Room, they're going to be hosting the Mona Lisa Tribe. You can check out that girl band rock out for $20. Show starts at 8 o'clock. And either show really a great excuse to check out that very cool new venue. And at the St. Augustine Amphitheater on Saturday night, you can see Rick Springfield presents Best in Show with guest Loverboy, Greg Kinn, and Tommy Two-Tone. You can see the award-winning pop icon hit the stage at 7 o'clock. And you can also win your way into the show. I've got some free tickets to Rick Springfield for you right now. All you have to do is comment below, tag who you'd like to bring. Every comment is an entry, so we're going to select a winner later today. Good luck. Start commenting. And now let's jump over to Dan Hicken to hear about some Jaguars preseason matchup against the Atlanta Falcons. It's happening on Saturday at TIAA Bank Field.
Hi, everybody. The Jaguars and the Atlanta Falcons coming up at TIAA Bank Field, Saturday night. Now, Julio Jones, Devontae Freeman not going to play for the Falcons, but the Jaguars are going to play their quarterback, Blake Bortles, who will be starting in his 5th season for Jacksonville.
Bortles on the run, looking for room to the outside, and he takes a block and a hit, and he is stopped shy of the goal line.
Yeah, hard to imagine this is year number 5 for Blake, who certainly wants to go one step, make that one game farther in 2018, right? And while he knows it's a long way away, the Super Bowl and such, he's also a long way away from last year at this time and what happened to him.
Well, I mean, it feels good to not get benched this week. So I guess that's a positive. It didn't play good. You know, what happens at this level is if you don't play good, you know, they're going to find somebody that can play.
There's no doubt about that. He understands that as well as anyone. DJ Chark is learning. He's a second-round pick from LSU. Now, look, he has looked terrific in camp at times, in training camp, but you haven't really seen that in the preseason games yet, right? It hasn't really translated his great practices to the games. Chark says, though, look, it's all learning experience as he makes his way into the NFL. You can expect DJ Chark to get a lot of snaps on Saturday against the Falcons. Should be a lot of fun. Can't wait for the preseason game number 3. That's when the starters play for at least into the second half. I'm Dan Hicken. Have a great day, everybody.
Thanks, Dan. And speaking of the Jaguars, the tailgate experience is getting upgraded at TIAA Bank Field this year with these party pods. So excited about these. These luxury pods are available for rent in Lot J. They include charging stations, beer, wine coolers, and a flat screen TV. The tickets start at $150 per person. It includes food from Bono's, beer, and wine. Sounds like a great time. And there are a ton of other events going on in Jacksonville this weekend in addition to the football game. So let's jump over to Letitia and Ariel for that list.
All right, thank you, CJ. Celebrate our beautiful river this weekend at the Riverside Arts Market. You just heard Nikisha say she will be there as one of the vendors. And RAM and the St. John's Riverkeeper, they're teaming up to host the River Ruckus. It's a festival celebrating the St. John's from 10 to 3. You can enjoy everything from a typical day at RAM, which you know is some good food and music and some vendors there. I got some cool honey last week and it was so fun. But you can also take part and stand-up paddle boarding this weekend and boat trips too. If you want some more information on that, we've got a link for you. We made it easy right there in the comments section.
I love the stand-up paddleboarding. That would be fun. All right, The Dude Abides. The Big Lebowski will be playing at the Florida Theater on Sunday at 2 p.m. as part of the Summer Movie Classic series. The cult classic stars Jeff Bridges as Jeff Lebowski, an easygoing burnout who insists on being called The Dude. He shares his name with a millionaire whose wife owes a lot of dangerous people money. For more information on tickets, you can visit floridatheater.com.
There's a 5-mile run happening at the beach this Saturday night. The Tijuana Flats Summer Beach Run starts and ends at the Seawalk Pavilion. The event has been going on now for 50 years. Whoa, did you know that? Last year, about 1,500 people came out to do this run. After the race, you can enjoy some free tacos from Tijuana Flats, refreshing beverages. There'll also be some live music there too.
And here's one for your fur babies. Maybe Winnie would like this one. Brewhound's Dog Day is happening Sunday at Dogwood Park. If you haven't been to Dogwood Park, you need to check this place out. It's 25 acres of fun for your pooch. This event is Sunday, celebrating the dogs, the impact our dogs have on our lives, which is just never ending. And it raises money for the Friends of Jacksonville Animals. There will be tons of fun vendors and goodies for you and your doggy. You can also bring donations for humans in need. Cup of Love Ministry will be accepting items for homeless veterans, including new shoes, undergarments, socks, and backpacks.
Calling all Rattlers. Hey, Rattlers out there, FAMU alumni. You are invited to the XO Lounge this Saturday night to network and socialize. You may see some local professionals there too. And it's really a fun upscale evening of some live music and, of course, fundraising. The festivities start at 7. They go all the way till 2, so you can drop by after, whatever you got to do. Make sure to bring your dancing shoes because I know they get down, those Rattlers. You must be 21 years or older to attend because it's a bar, lounge kind of spot. You can buy tickets at the door or ahead of time. Right now, they're $2. Not too bad.
Not too bad. And every 5 minutes, guys, a woman in the United States is told she has lung cancer. Saturday, you can walk in support of the lung health at annual Lung Force Run and Walk at the Jacksonville Landing. This is one of the American Lung Association's signature fundraising events. Put on your teal and join the force.
Are you looking for a fun, free activity for the kids this weekend? Was I not saying?
We were just talking about this.
I needed something to do this weekend with Miles. So you can take them to the Climb Community Festival. It's at the Weaver Center for Community Outreach on Saturday. It's from 10 to 1. Admission's free. Food trucks will have some free food. There'll be some free giveaways. There will also be music and kids activities. And more information, we'll put that in the comments section. Easy couple hours. Wear those kiddos out. Have some fun.
All right, and for all of my fellow moon enthusiasts, the full moon in Jacksonville is this weekend. It's on Sunday. You can watch the moon rise from the water on a guided kayak tour. There are tours in Jacksonville and St. Johns County. You'll have the best seat in the house for the celestial experience. Book your tour ahead of time to secure your spot. Honestly, this sounds like the coolest thing ever because I have watched the sunrise from a kayak over the ocean, so the moonrise is so cool. Just a step up. You can learn more by going to our website, actionnewsjax.com.
Very fun. All right, let's jump over to Clark Howard for this week's Consumer Report.
College students, believe it or not, at more risk of identity theft than anybody else. The reason is when you first get to college, everywhere you turn, forms want your social security number. And you've got solicitations coming to you for new credit cards because credit card companies love having college students. And you're also in transition with more than one address. Be very careful with your personal information, especially when you get to school and you're signing up at a new doctor's office or anything like that. Any blank where they ask for your social security number, leave that blank because medical information is the #1 way that people's identity is stolen. As for your social security number for forms at school, I always leave those forms blank for my children. Don't fill those things in unless somebody can give you a compelling reason why they need your social security number. And Wi-Fi, be very careful doing any financial transactions on Wi-Fi, even the school's Wi-Fi, because the risk to you is too great. I'm Clark Howard.
All right, guys, we have a big weekend coming up. So here's your forecast for Saturday into Sunday. Unfortunately, storm coverage is going to be increasing for the weekend. So let's start off here Saturday morning, 8 o'clock. We do have the potential for a few coastal showers. Otherwise, it's a partly cloudy start to the weekend. Then as we head towards lunchtime, and I think, you know what? Let's see if this clicker will work here. We are going to see showers and storms. There we go. Work their way farther inland. So along I-95 by lunchtime, we do have isolated showers. So be mindful of that. Showers are going to start in spots in the morning. There will be showers out there for your lunch hour. And then during the afternoon, we have pretty widespread storm coverage along and just west of I-95 at 3 o'clock. Then we head towards 7. Jags kickoff. We do still have the potential for some showers and storms kind of along and west of the St. Johns River, along and west of I-95. There will be potential for a shower or two or even a storm during your tailgating hours and during the first half of the Jaguars game. Otherwise, though, storms are pushing inland. So by the second half and towards the end of the game, we'll be drying out with partly cloudy skies. And with that rain, that'll kind of help to cool things down. So temperatures will be in the 80s during the game. Another look, the Jags taking on the Falcons. It's a 7 o'clock kickoff on Fox 30. So if you're not going to TIAA Bank Field, you can watch it with us on Fox 30. Tailgating, we've got a few storms in the area, temps in the upper 80s. By kickoff, still a lingering shower or storm, but most things are starting to push farther inland, 84 degrees. And by the end of the game, just partly cloudy skies with temps into the lower 80s. Another look at your weekend here, hour by hour. 70s to start your Saturday, an isolated shower near the coast a possibility. More of those showers, though, by lunchtime with temps into the upper 80s. And during the afternoon, we'll see highs reach just that, the upper 80s, with those heavy showers and storms starting to work their way farther inland. On Sunday, another partly to mostly cloudy start, a few coastal showers, temperatures in the 70s. By lunchtime, those showers are developing once again, and then showers and storms will start to push their way inland during the afternoon and evening. It looks like Saturday and Sunday are pretty much going to be very similar. And I mentioned the full moon. All you have to do is look east. On Sunday evening, moonrise at 8:20. We are still going to have some lingering clouds in the area. I do think showers will be farther inland from the coast, but that cloud cover can really block the view of the moonrise. So just keep that in mind. It's still such a beautiful sight. You have to at least try to see it. And all you have to do is just look towards the east. The best place to see it, I think, is along the coast. But, you know, over the St. Johns River would be a cool shot, or maybe from a high-rise building. Let me know.
Yay.
Take a picture. Tell me
So
how it
cool.
goes. And if
I
you do
love
the
it.
kayaking thing, please let me know, because that sounds really cool.
Yeah.
Have you guys
guys
ever
do that.
seen the moonrise, the full moonrise?
I haven't.
I can't really remember last time I've seen it.
You got to do it.
I'll make a date.
It
You
sounds
guys should
special.
too.
It is really cool.
Romantic. I need a date.
Let's give one last shout out because you're
Oh,
the
yeah.
most popular girl right now on Facebook Live because you got these tickets.
I don't know about that, but I've got Rick Springfield tickets. This show is Saturday at the St. Augustine Amphitheater. So if you want to go, make sure your comments below. Tag a friend, tag a bunch of friends. Each comment is an entry, so comment a lot.
You know what I want to put a shout out for?
What?
I'm just putting this out into the universe, but Party Shack, the pods at the Jag thing, we would love to
Yes.
come.
Listen, we would like to host.
We will
Would
be
you
there.
love us to be your
Anytime.
Whoever can
It sounds
pay
like so much fun.
$150 each is the price.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll go with a little
But if you think about it, food and drinks.
Yeah.
I mean, you're paying what?
Air
Is it
conditioning.
$12? Air conditioning.
That's true.
You get a flat
charge
screen.
your phone.
I mean, that's quite the
I don't
tailgate.
even need to go into the game.
Listen, but I do think that we should be hosting them, right?
Hey, you put it in the universe, we'll see what happens. We'll check back next
We're talking
Thursday.
to you guys.
That's all I got for you. Hey, I want you guys to have a safe, fun weekend. Don't forget to tag your friends. Say that you want these tickets.
Right.
I'm Letitia Barriola. Oh, and guess what? We'll be talking about Monster Jam and Labor Day weekend
You have to
in
say
Jacksonville.
Monster
Jam next weekend. So tune in for that 10:30 on Thursdays.
Yeah, you guys
Bye.
have a safe, great weekend. Go Jaguars. Don't forget to download the Action News Jax First Alert weather app to track storms on Saturday evening.
That's right. And don't forget to comment below if you want to go to Rick Springfield this weekend.
Bye.
Bye.